in today's episode, I'll share with you my top 10 favorites from the 2022 Binibining Pilipinas National Costume Show. My name is Dani Walker. If you're brand new to the channel, I hope that you'll consider subscribing as well as hitting the notifications bell if you enjoyed this episode and others like it. And if you're a contestant preparing for your next competition, be sure to check out the free pageant prep course that I've linked in the description. The first thing I'm going to say is that the creativity of the teams and designers that put together these national costumes knows no bounds. I've been watching this for a few years now, and I always think that I've seen it all. What more could they possibly imagine or dream up? And every single year, there's something new that impresses me. So congratulations to all the teams. Honestly, I had much more than a top 10 favorite. The other thing about this presentation, which is so cool, is that it's almost like a preliminary competition. There's an opening dance number with performers. They did a Shein fashion show. They also did a Jag Jeans fashion show. These are things that I love to see where they're partnering with the sponsors of the production, and we're getting to see even more of the contestants. Another great thing is if you are a contestant, that this is giving you even more practice for the stage, which is potentially making you a better competitor, and it can make the preliminary competition and the finals competition look that much better for the organization. Also, if you're a contestant, you could use these clips, you can put them on social media, and you can essentially use them like your online portfolio. I actually did an episode with a model. Her name is Elizabeth, and you can watch this other episode where she talks about the importance of social media nowadays for potential models and how she's used social media to build her career in the international modeling industry. She's walked for Paris Fashion Week, for Milan. She's done so much, and she has so much great advice. I would say if you're interested in modeling, check out that episode that I'll link. But I think that's one of the great benefits of doing events like these. I'm curious though, is this only a press event, or can people in the Philippines buy tickets to these events? Let me know in the comments. Now I'm going to share with you in no particular order my favorites, but I will wait until the end to share with you my ultimate favorites. So stay tuned. Number 13, one of my personal favorites. Very, very excited to include her in this episode. This one was so cool because I would never think of rodeo culture in association with the Philippines. Actually, it's quite an American thing when I think of that. Now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what a cool national costume that would be for a Miss USA, a Western themed one, talking about the Western expansion of the United States and the actual cowboys of generations past. That would be such a cool national costume theme. USA, think about that. But anyways, this one that she wore, oh my goodness, I loved it. She had the livestock on this side. When she opened it up and it just got bigger and wider, it reminded me of saloon doors behind, but also I still think it was really beautiful. And the rhinestone cowboy hat or cowgirl hat was a very, very nice touch. It was so beautiful. It just really made everything so glamorous. This one was very, very unexpected. Number 15, all I have to say is that she's literally in a garden. She brought a garden on stage. This is just so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so botanical. It's just, it's visually pleasing. That's what I can say about it. I love flowers. So when I saw this one, I thought, wow, that was so well done. And when she turned, the front of it looked beautiful. The back of it looked beautiful. There was a lot of attention to detail there. Number 34, so this is reminding me of the gown of the first runner-up of Miss Universe Vietnam 2022, who will actually compete in 2023. But she had wore a gown, and I had made a comment that it looked like she was kind of coming out of a shell. And this sort of had that same effect, but my goodness, the details, the fringe on this gown. This one was not only unique from the fact that she was kind of coming out of the shell, but it was beautiful as well. It was beautiful, it was couture, and I'm just blown away by all of these. I'm blown away. I don't even know what to say. This group of contestants is really, really bringing it this year. I cannot wait for the preliminary competition. Comment costume down below if you were blown away by this group of contestants, because I feel like they've really set a new standard. Number 24. Why do I love animal-themed national costumes so much? Does anybody remember a few years ago the goldfish costume that I loved? Anyone? Well, it's in another episode, but this right here, this butterfly costume. I haven't seen something done quite like this, where the entire front of her dress were the wings, like the way that the wings came out as the sleeves. I have chills. It was just so beautiful. I could cry. The skirt, oh gosh, all the layers of this, the colors. I don't understand how these pieces are constructed. I don't understand. I think every single contestant should also be able to, if she wants to, submit a video with the behind the scenes that the designers go through. And I want to know, what in the world are they doing? Because this does not look easy. Number 19. This one had some cool meaning. So this paid homage to a volcano. And also they turned off the lights for this one, and you could see that she had this wand that lit up. But the idea of this volcano, because as you can see, it's not the colors you would think of as a volcano or the color. It's supposed to be a volcano silhouetted by the clouds. But what I have to say about this national costume is that she was erupting with elegance. That's how I feel about it. But it was nice. It seemed very traditional, but it was such an unexpected and different take on a volcano national costume. Number 12's national costume, which is based off of the look of an ancient queen, was just so beautiful. My gosh, if you removed the accessories from this, she could wear this to an event. She could probably even compete in a gown like this. The color was perfect for her, the fit of the gown, but I just really appreciate the craftsmanship from every single angle. There's so much detail here on this national costume. I just wish that I could see it in person. I feel like it would be even more incredible. Number 28. This one was a small costume. It wasn't massive in size, and I really am glad I can include it in this episode, because you don't always have to stand out with size for a national costume. Yes, that is one way to stand out, but it kind of takes me back to the last time that Thailand won the national costume competition. Gosh, I can't remember what year that was, when Miss Thailand wore the tuk-tuk costume, and I believe it was around 2016 or 2017, and that was a small costume, but it was so cute, and it was immediately my favorite when I saw it that year. But this costume reminds me of that because it's small in size, but it looked so cool when she stopped on stage and opened up the front curtains. And basically she's just there posing. She looked like this live painting, and honestly, because of the way that they hid her legs with the pillars, when she stopped, it created a very cool optical illusion. It looked almost like what magicians do when they cut people in half, where you can only see the top half of her body. And for that alone, just the creativity of that, how she's this live painting, I had to put it in this episode. Number 31. This one really caught my eye because of the intricate beading and stoning all over this. Of course, this was also a piece that took up some space on stage, but just the bodysuit itself was so intricate. And the other thing is that her makeup looked so beautiful, and I felt like what really drew my attention to her makeup was the headpiece. And the headpiece was intricate as well. So this one, oh my gosh, this one was just glam. Glam. Beautiful. Number 8, Herline. Is this the biggest national costume we've ever seen, or what? Somebody let me know. I've been watching for a few years, but I feel like this was the tallest, the largest. I could not believe this. So this piece was inspired a little bit by Catriona, and the face of the figure was based off of her, and I can definitely see that Catriona inspiration. But the color of her bodysuit was inspired by her nickname. So it's supposed to be this shrimp color. And then she stepped away from the large piece in back when she got it up front, and she opened up the sides. There's just so much going on here with this national costume, and just the sheer size of it, I had to talk about it. I had to put it in my top 10. I was like, what is happening? Now it's time to reveal my favorite national costume this year. This special and unofficial award on my channel goes to Binibining Pilipinas number 7. This national costume made my jaw drop when she walked out. It was incredible. This one was based off of a mythical creature in the Philippines, and the best way I could describe this one is it is similar to a centaur. And this one was so cool to me because first of all, she's walking on stilts. You can tell that that's kind of what's going on here, or a really, really massive platform. So she had this extra height, and that's something I wouldn't even have thought about when it comes to a national costume, to give her this larger than life look. I thought that was so interesting. But just the way that they were able to create this almost translucent horse structure. It kind of looked like a ghost horse on stage, but I thought it was so beautiful, and you could really appreciate it, I thought, from the back shots of this. You can really see the shape of the horse, but also, like I said, you can see through it, and it's flowing and it's big and it trails behind her. I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. My jaw was dropped the entire time. I was like, who thinks of this? Who thinks of these things? And how do you build it? How do you build it? How do you carry this? How do you assemble it when you get to the venue? My gosh. I would really love to see a behind the scenes video, actually, from the organization. I would love to see what's going on backstage with these national costumes. How is this happening? That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are nearing 100,000 subscribers, and I can only get there with your help. So please share this episode with friends, and be sure to check out my other recent episodes with more coverage of Binibining Pilipinas 2022. And of course, stay tuned for my finale recap as well.